Hi, second grade. Happy Monday morning and welcome to our first instructional video. Our instructional video started with an I can statement, and every single video will. This I can statement is going to be used just like it is in the classroom to 1, target our learning, and 2, self-check ourselves at the end of the video or at the end of the lesson. So our I can statement today is I can learn digitally and be a good digital citizen. It kind of has 2 parts. And we've already mastered one of them. I know you can be a good digital citizen because we've been working on it all year. We've talked about it a lot in school, and you even signed a digital citizen contract in the beginning of the year. But let's review. What is it to be a good digital citizen? Well, good digital citizens are safe and appropriate, which means they only visit safe sites. They ask mom and dad or grandma or grandma before they visit news sites, and they are on appropriate sites that are geared towards them. Now, digital citizens also are safe. They don't share private information. They don't talk to strangers. We've talked about not releasing things like where you live or your last name or where you even go to school. All that's private information that we don't need to tell anyone online. And last but not least, digital citizens are respectful. Even though they're typing things out and talking to people through a computer, they still know that words can hurt. So they're still respectful of people. I know you all can do that. So that's half of it checked off. Now let's move into the second part. You can learn digitally. Now that's a brand new part. We are learning digitally 100% of the time now. So how does that work? Well, for us, it's going to work through videos. I'm going to release videos every single day, every single school day, and they're going to have a lesson. Like I said, they're going to have an I can statement, and you're going to learn using those videos. And then you are going to do the work from the packet afterwards. So our videos kind of work like our rug time when I'm teaching a lesson on the rug, and then the packet work is similar to your independent work that you would have done back at your desks. So that's how we're going to learn digitally. We're also going to use a cool new tool, and that's Google Classroom. Our Google Classroom is going to be done on Fridays at 2 times, 11 and at 4. Now, Google Classroom is really neat, and we are going to use it, and I'm very excited about it. But it's really important to be a good digital citizen when using Google Classroom. Because it's so new and it is so cool, sometimes it's easy to get too excited about it. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the expectations for Google Classroom. Now, these expectations aren't just for you and for I. They are also for the whole district. So Chesapeake Public Schools released their expectations as a whole school for their students. So what are they expecting us to do? Let's take a look at that now. For how to be a good digital citizen when using Google Meet. These are Chesapeake Public Schools student expectations. So they're what the school expects from you. They expect you to be safe, be responsible, and be respectful. So let's talk about what each of these categories look like in Google Meet. Starting with being safe. It is important to practice safety when using Google Meet. And you can practice safety by getting permission before you log on. Now this means getting permission from mom or dad or grandma or grandpa, and also from me, making sure that there is a Google Meet being held. Which for us, there always is because I post the link to the Google Classroom 10 minutes before it begins. Next, use your own CPS, Chesapeake Public Schools, Google login. And this happens to us automatically because this is how, this is what is synced to your Google Classroom. So this is what you use when you get into the Google Classroom. Protect your password and your class link by not sharing it with others. It is not being safe if you share information with others that put other people in danger. People who don't have the link to our Google Classroom aren't supposed to be in it. And you always want to make sure that you protect your password to everything. That's part of digital citizenship. The next is participate in class meetings only if you're invited. No one else should be on your camera unless your teacher says it's okay. So everyone is invited to our classroom meetings, or should I say all of our students are invited. But this is talking about your brothers or your sisters or your friends when it says that no one else should be on camera. I love saying hello to your brothers and sisters and friends, but if we're in the middle of a lesson, now probably isn't a good time for your brother or sister to jump on. It also means that they shouldn't be playing with you when we're in a Google Meet. Your eyes should be in your camera or on your screen, watching and listening about what is happening. Your next expectation is to follow school rules for using computers. And last but not least, don't take photos or screenshots or record videos during a meeting. Now, we should never take photos or screenshots of somebody without their permission. It isn't a safe thing to do, nor is it a respectful thing to do. So make sure that you're focused on learning and participating in the Google Meet and not taking photos or screenshots of the meeting. Our next category is being responsible. We can be responsible using Google Meet by checking our technology before the meeting begins. Now, I know everybody has technical difficulties. Second grade, you've seen me have technical difficulties. It's okay when things don't work, and we will figure it out. But it is responsible if you check it ahead of time to maybe work out some of those difficulties. You can be responsible by picking a quiet spot and letting others around you know that you're in a meeting. You're an important person in a meeting. You need to make sure that you aren't bothered. It's responsible to have your materials beside you, so once again, be prepared. To look around you, make sure anything on the video is something that can be seen by others. Do your best to use correct spelling and grammar in the chat box and ask questions and share ideas. Now, when you're asking things in the chat box, make sure that they are respectful things, which we will get to. Have a paper and pencil with you in case you need to write something down. Ask your teacher for one-on-one if you don't understand something, and use headphones if you have them. Last but not least, how can we be respectful in a Google Meet? You can raise your hand if you want to talk, and your teacher will call on you. You can ask questions about what you are learning. You can stay focused during class, be kind and respectful to others, especially in the chat box or when you're speaking. Nod or give a thumbs up to show that you understand. Mute your microphone unless you are talking. Now, this is a big practice because it helps everybody in the chat hear me and hear what I'm saying. So if I'm the only one that should be talking, please mute your microphone. Wear clothes that would be appropriate for schools. Now, we have fun themes for every single one of our Google Meets. So of course, if our theme is pajama day, then yes, wear your pajamas. But otherwise, wear clothes, that you would wear to school. Now, you can wear sweatpants or a sweatshirt. I'm A-okay with that. That's fine at school. But just be cautious of not wearing anything that isn't school appropriate. And last but not least, pause your video if you have to step away from your computer. You're there for a meeting. You're there to talk to your peers. You're there to talk to me and to learn and grow together. So you can do this by following the 3 titles for our digital citizenship through Google Meet. Now that we took a look at Chesapeake's expectations for us while using Google Classroom, do you think you could tell me what it means to learn digitally and how we're going to do it? Do you think you could tell me what a good digital citizen is? If you can, check it off. You just mastered our I can statement. If not, or if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. You can reach out to me on Google Classroom, or you can email me. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, don't hesitate, please. Now that we've mastered that I can statement, we actually have 2 today. Today's kind of a spunky day. Day 1's always a little interesting because we're also going to learn about wants and needs. So, whenever you have time today, feel free to check out video number 2, or should I say Monday part 2, for our second instructional video.